Person County traffic 262 Echo Romeo is departing runway 24, Person County. Are you going to use this plane for working with your daughter also?
Yep.
I can use the Skybolt?
I'm still teaching myself how to fly the Skybolt.
Anybody to hang out just to kind of go along for the ride, let me know.
Well, once I get good and comfortable with it and you're around, I'd be happy to take you riding.
I'd love to. Same place headed north?
Yep.
Okay.
And the other thing is, you know, there's not a requirement that you talk on the radio, but it's good operating practice.
Okay. Talking about my turn?
Well, take off, leaving the pattern.
Okay.
Certainly turning downwind if there's somebody waiting to go behind you when you're about to turn crosswind.
Okay.
The things that other pilots would like to know if they're around you.
Okay. Person County traffic 262 Echo Romeo is turning right, heading north, leaving the pattern.
Well, let's try out my new foggles.
Right now?
Yep, brand new.
Turning crosswind to runway 24, Brookdale traffic. All right.
All right, I have the flight controls.
Air flight controls. Glasses off. Okay.
You have the flight controls.
My flight controls.
So what speed you gonna climb at?
I'm up.
What airspeed are you gonna climb at?
70.
Why?
Why? You asking why?
Yes.
Because that's considered VY.
Solid City traffic,
Pretty close,
miles to the southwest.
except that it doesn't keep your engine cool.
Okay.
So the engine's getting hot. You do this in the summertime, the temp would already be on the hot side of normal.
So then I would...
Once you're away, the first 1,000 feet, yeah, perfect. After that, you want to go about 85 because you want the nose down enough to get air.
Okay.
And if you could see outside, you'd want to look over the nose.
Okay.
So usually 85 is a cruise climb.
Okay. I mean, cruise to me is different than cruise climb. I guess I should have realized that.
Well, it is. Cruise, you're leveling out and holding altitude, setting a power you're happy with, and letting the speed go wherever it's going to go.
Okay.
But when you are climbing, you have to think in terms of not overworking your motor.
Okay.
It'd be the same thing if you have a little small car and you're trying to pull it, or maybe your truck and you're trying to pull a 2-axle trailer with a car sitting on it. It would overheat your truck, probably.
Brookdale traffic, Liberty 108, turning final for runway 24, Brookdale traffic. Blue Ridge traffic, Cessna 714 Charlie, Charlie, turn left crosswind, 31, departing the southwest, Blue Ridge.
Okay, Danville VOR is, well, South Boston VOR is frequency 110.4. So take me to South Boston VOR. That's the one.
Colorado City traffic, Cessna 338, 6 miles to the southwest.
Now, you can't just stare at it, remember. Airplanes don't like it when you ignore them, just like your wife.
Colorado City traffic, Cessna 89433, 5 to the south.
110.4.
Decimal 4. Good.
And Cessna inbound to Solid City, how far out were you guys?
Suffolk traffic, jumpers away, 5,000 and below, look out over Suffolk. And Siler 433, we're about 8 to the southeast, 3,500 descending.
Roger, Solid City traffic, Cessna 338 is about 4.5 miles to the south of the airport. We're going to enter the left downwind for 22. Solid City, we'll be looking for you.
Blue Ridge traffic, terminal 2160 miles, 10 miles to the southwest, 10 mile flying to Blue Ridge.
Yeah, Mike, I'm 714 Charlie, Charlie, right now I'm climbing up over the top of you.
Remember, keep up with your airplane, don't ignore it. It won't be happy with you.
Want me to maintain 3,000, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I should have asked you that.
Well,
I just assumed it.
and you're correct. You're the pilot in command.
Traffic, Liberty 108, turning left downwind.
But if you're telling me you're supposed to hold 3,000, then that's what I'm judging you on.
338, entering on the left downwind for runway.
And when you stare at stuff, everything else goes away. You've got to master the scan. So looking back and forth, back and forth. If you're staring at any one thing more than about 5 seconds, something else goes wrong. The secret of instrument flying is that people get so used in everything else they do in their daily lives to look at one thing till it's done and then move on to the next thing. You can't do that driving a car, and you can't do that flying an airplane in particular. I think we're going to have to replace the head on that. I think we're going to have to replace that thing. At least get it worked on.
I know you told me that not to pay attention to that.
Yeah, if it's bobbing around a lot, it's just wait on it to settle down, hold what you're doing, see what happens. If it's moving smoothly and moves, that's a different problem. But when it's banking or bobbing like that, it's
runway 24, we will be doing
you're doing all you can do.
Dinwiddie traffic, Money 95, Mike Kilo, Ray Lock inbound, North Circle land 5, Dinwiddie.
right, Danville frequency is 113.1.
That one.
Brookdale traffic.
See if Danville's any steadier this morning.
24. Again, we're doing a stop and go. Brookdale traffic.
Tiny
City
bit.
traffic, Cessna 338, turning left base 22, full stop, Dollar City.
Under traffic, 35 Yankees, about 16 miles. On the 2.
Runway Regional Purcell County traffic, running 68 Lima, departing runway 24 for a left crosswind departure, Purcell County.
Dollar City traffic 338, turning final for 22, full stop, Dollar City.
Blue Ridge traffic, terminal 216 airmark, left base, 31 Blue Ridge.
Dinwiddie traffic, moving outbound Mike Kilo, in a left downwind, 23 Dinwiddie.
Hornet County traffic, Kelly 957, 7 miles to the west, inbound. We're good to go.
Private traffic, Cessna. Blue Ridge traffic, terminal 216 airmark, final 31 Blue Ridge.
All right, I have the flight controls. We're going to do an unusual attitude recovery.
Okay.
Actually, before we do that,
Yes.
you have the controls again.
High controls.
Descend to maintain 2,500.
Okay.
So set a pitch on the attitude indicator and hold it. See what you get.
Okay.
Don't let the plane fly itself. You put it where you think it ought to be and see what kind of results you're getting.
Okay. Charlie.
Remember, the attitude indicator is the center of your scan. So every time you look away, you immediately go back to the center of the attitude indicator. If it's not where you want it to be, put it back before you start anything else, and then look to see what's gone wrong. Then make a small adjustment and wait for it to fix itself again. All right, turn left to heading 210.
All right, left 210.
A standard right turn, little green arrow, go a triangle. Now, do you want the nose down almost 5 degrees?
No, but I was climbing, so I was trying to get rid of some of that altitude.
Okay, so, and that's okay. You just want to think about how much correction it really takes to get the job done.
Okay.
Usually about 2.5 either side of level is 5 up, and 2.5 down is about all you normally use.
Private traffic, Cessna 433 is on
Now,
final runway 2.
if you let go of the plane, what's it going to do?
Go down.
Why?
I haven't trimmed it right.
What else?
Not going fast enough.
Now, if you go back to 2300, it's probably not going to chase it so bad. All right, go back and start flying again.
Okay, 25.
2,500. 2300 RPM. Remember, the easy way to come down, if you got the plane trimmed for level flight, you want to come down 500 feet a minute, pull about 300 RPM off the motor.
Okay.
And then when you're ready to level out, put it back. plane will almost fly itself. And that's how we teach instrument. You can obviously push on it and pick up speed, and then the plane's going to fight you. But that's not the ideal way to do it if you're on the gauges.
Brookdale traffic, Liberty 108 turning final for runway 24, Brookdale traffic.
So all corrections, all flying is done on the attitude indicator. Everything else is just confirming that you're doing what you expect to be doing. All right, climb and maintain 3,000.
Cover traffic, jump lane, rapid descent, right downwind 25.
So wide open.
Air cover shoes cross.
Remember, we climb wide open. If you got to do more than 100 feet or so, 200 feet, anything more than that, you want to be wide open.
Okay. You said 3,000?
Yep. Now just kind of stay somewhat relaxed, about 5 degrees pitch up. Because if you lose a lot of your speed, then you're going to be pulling on the yoke. If you can, you probably have to pull on it a tiny bit anyway, but if you go from 23 to wide open, it will come close to climbing 500 feet a minute. And still fast enough so you're nowhere near a stall. All right, I have the controls with the unusual attitude recovery.
Okay.
Now, I like to try to sneak it in on people. Greg, on the other hand, likes to just bounce you around a little bit and tell you have the controls.
Northwest.
All right, so eyes closed. When you take over, all I want you to do is get it under control, straight and level.
Do I need to take these off?
No, close your eyes.
I got my eyes closed.
Right, when you take over, all you can see is gauges.
Got it, okay.
All right, so no yoke. Can't hold on to anything.
Okay.
Now, your keys here would be sound.
Right.
That's the biggie. And
Right.
then to some degree, maybe the sun, but you can't count on it because it could be an overcast day. All right, here we go. So what Greg likes to do is bounce you around a little bit, wiggle the plane. He's trying to mess up your sense of balance.
It's working. It definitely
All right,
is.
you have the controls.
Runway 24, Brookdale traffic.
All right. So, nose that far down, what's the plane fixing to do to you?
Spin.
No. Only spins if it's stalled.
Gain speed.
A lot of speed.
So I need to reduce speed?
Yeah, if you're normal, I'll have the controls.
Okay.
If your normal cruise is about 90 to 95,
Yep.
and you look at it and it's over 10 knots either side, you either need to add power or pull power.
Okay.
So if it's going fast, pull power.
Okay.
If you're going to pull back on the yoke, pull back on the throttle.
Okay.
If it's going slow and you're going to push forward on the yoke, push forward on the throttle.
Okay.
Because what you're trying to do is avoid the spin.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Oh, gosh.
Hey.
Oh, jeez.
You have the controls. What did we to say about the speed?
Well,
The throttle ought to immediately.
okay. All right.
If you're about to stall,
You're
the
right.
throttle ought to immediately.
So when I see blue,
Well, you see 30 degrees, 25, 30 degrees.
when I see
nose
blue, it's
up.
full. It's full. When I see red arrows pointing down,
Well, if you wait that long, you're going to be in trouble.
okay.
You want to be ahead of that.
Okay.
So here, you watch it this time, okay?
Okay.
Eyes open.
Okay.
So if you look up and it's coming down, this is the one you're really likely to see how far that nose is?
Yep.
Power out.
Okay.
Roll it. Pitch up.
Okay.
Power coming back in as you level out.
So you think he's more likely to do that than?
Oh, yeah, because that's the one you're going to really get into.
Okay.
The only way you're going to get into the other one is you get so tense that you don't realize that you're pulling back.
Okay.
But you can't count on Greg.
I'm fine. I just
Okay,
was curious.
but that's the one that
I won't
normally
count.
gets you. And why it normally gets you is this. Is that you got it all set for cruise, right?
Yeah.
Well, most airplanes don't stay exactly straight and level.
Correct.
And so very slowly and in the clouds, you would not normally feel it doing what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Because it's happening so suddenly. Okay?
But I can hear the engine revving up.
And that is the reason I told you that's one of your keys.
Yep.
So when you hear that engine, it also, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here? Oh, okay, well, yeah, okay. Roll. And reduce power, get the speed under control. And if it's more than about 110, I'd pull the power all the way out.
Okay.
You're not having to be pretty. What you're trying to do is save your neck.
Okay.
All right, and then the other one is, of course, if you're climbing, and again, most people aren't going to get into this one unless the plane's badly out of trim, and that's not too likely, or they get really tense. Because see, now what do you hear?
It's straining,
Right, and what's the airspeed doing?
blowing down.
So if I'm in a turn, now immediately I relax the pressure, stop at about level, roll it, and the only thing I didn't do was add power.
Right.
So if you're climbing, the first thing you do is let go of the pressure.
Right.
Let the nose fall. Because if it's falling, you don't have a high angle of attack. It can't
Right.
stall.
So release first, then add the power?
At release, pitch to level, roll.
Okay. But
Now you can add power at the same moment.
okay.
So let me carry this a tiny bit further.
Okay. Oh God.
So what's it doing right now?
Stalling.
Right. So power in, relax the pressure, roll wings level.
Yep.
What did it do? Instantly unstalled.
Yep.
And the reason it unstalls is if you don't have any angle of attack, it can't stall.
Right.
You can't stall it at 0 Gs.
Yep.
Because there's no angle of attack. But as soon as you pull on it, now you have the angle of attack. So your yoke is actually an angle of attack lever.
Right.
Coast County traffic.
All right?
Advance to 75 Charlie.
Feeling okay?
Yep.
All right. Another unusual attitude.
Okay.
Eyes closed.
Yep.
Runway 6, we're doing low approach.
You have the controls.
My controls.
Stop at level. Don't go down. Don't go down. Don't go down. All you're trying to do is get level. So when this goes way down, and I'm mainly just looking at that.
Okay.
That's all.
That's what I was
virtually all I'm looking at.
That's what I was looking at.
I see the airspeed.
So level is the key, not below level.
Correct.
Okay.
If you're about to stall, you don't need to go below level.
You're right. You're right.
Or certainly if you do go below level, it's just momentarily.
Right. It's just an emotional reaction.
Yeah. Well, and it's normal. I mean, when we start working on stalls, everybody thinks in terms of pushing the nose way over.
Yeah.
But all you really got to do is get the angle of attack down, and you do that by releasing the pressure.
Okay.
All right, one more.
All right.
Yeah, looks like I'm going to have to go ahead and fuel this time anyway, so I'll let the boys know.
Brookneal traffic, 3108 is turning base for runway 24.
Whoa.
You have the controls.
My controls.
All right, power. Pull up, you roll it, then pull. So that
I guess
going up, you push and then roll. Coming down, you
Right.
roll and then pull.
I guess because I saw the extreme angle, I thought getting it level was more important than...
Well, it wasn't really that nose down, but we were losing airspeed.
Okay.
All right, you can take your goggles off.
All right.
Central Aircraft Parachute Operations over. Suffolk, 2 minutes.
You have the controls.
My controls.
Turning on the final for
All right, let's see what you can do with that steep turn stuff.
Okay.
Brookneal traffic.
It's a little hazy today, isn't it? Like I'm seeing it for the first time.
First guy traffic, Fernand 75 Charlie's on the miss for runway 6. We'll be headed to the northwest.
I'm going to get a little bit lower because it's a little bit high. Rounding it off at 32.
Why?
Why?
Yep.
Because I don't want to take too much time to get down to 30.
Well, what's 200 feet going to do to you then?
So go to 3,000?
Well, I tend to use cardinal numbers. So
Right.
3, 35,
Traffic
to
traffic
25.
28 is 7 to the northeast, descending through 3,000.
Maybe it's flying instruments so much, I don't know, but nothing really wrong with flying around 3,200 feet. Just
I'm okay. I'll switch it.
Brookneal traffic, 3108 doing a go around.
so you're there. What happened to your power?
I was going to ask you, right at the tip of the green?
No, I use 23. I mean, for the steep turns, 22 is not a bad number because it has you down a little bit slower. If I remember right, maneuvering speed on this plane is 98. Not positive I'm right about that, but I think I am.
Okay.
Go for that 45 degrees. We're about 35 right now.
Suffolk traffic jumping.
That little next little small hash mark is 45. So 30 really isn't a steep turn. 30 is a normal turn. That's where you are right now.
I'm still at 30?
Yep. Now, this little tiny hash mark right over there is 45. And you don't necessarily have to be dead on it, but you need to be close to it. But I like targets, so I use that as my target.
Coach over runway 24, Brookneal traffic.
Well, I'm going to start over. That was kind of like my
You
practice.
held altitude okay. Ran through your own wake
Wait a minute,
turbulence.
time out. You mean it's got to be all of the things?
Absolutely.
Oh, I
thought you liked being perfect.
I thought it. Oh, wow. You got back at me on that one. Okay. All right, that was a good one.
Really, the best you can be is what you're trying to do.
That was
I wanna be
best.
the best I can be.
All right, that was a good comeback. All right.
Yeah, you don't have to roll real fast. But you just have to get over to 45. Okay, so keep rolling a little bit more and pull up because as soon as you get past 30, it starts coming out of the sky. See this? See that pink line? So you got to stop that pink line from happening. That pink line's still happening, you're likely to blow your altitude.
I already did.
Now, you do this on your check ride, okay?
Yeah?
And you go 120 feet low, don't give up.
Okay.
Because as soon as you give up, you're over.
Okay.
You're done.
Okay.
If you keep roaring, you go ahead, so I'm a little bit low and pull up
Okay.
and fix it, He can give you a little bit of leeway.
Okay.
But if you quit, he can't give it to you because you didn't finish.
That's good to know.
To the northwest.
I thought he was going to be looking for perfection.
He's looking for the limitations. The regs say plus or minus 100 feet, plus or minus 10 degrees on the roll out, and plus or minus 10 knots on airspeed. And if you stay within those numbers, it doesn't have to be pretty.
Okay.
Nice if it's pretty, but it doesn't have to be. So start pulling. See that nose kind of, you know it's got to be around where it is right now. If it's much lower than that, you're coming out of the air. Good. Don't let it go below that 2.5. If it gets all the way down to the horizon line, you're coming down. Just the plane can't hold itself up at that angle.
Hardy County traffic, Cherokee 9073 Juliet is departure pattern to the east.
Keep rolling, you aren't there yet. Start to pull again, nose is below the horizon. You know you're coming down if it's there. No way around it. 1,000 feet a minute down. And you'd better. Keep up. Don't let it off because you're right on the edge of the bottom. You've got to get it back up. You've got to always be thinking about where am I supposed to be. You barely squeezed by that one.
I know.
But you at least got the bank over there.
All right, let's try it again. Just let me know when you're getting sick. I guess I'll know, huh? Well, I guess you got sick. It's all over my arm. All right, let me get at 30.
And do one more. I want to see this one within 100, no more than 100 feet. Very close to 45-degree bank. And airspeed should be about 85, no lower than 80, no higher than about 95. If this nose gets where you can see brown on top of it, you got to fix it right now.
Yeah, it's too late.
Well, it's not too late. Don't give up.
Okay,
There's no give up.
Okay, there's no give up.
You're up here by yourself. There is no give up.
Okay.
Because, oh shit, I didn't do that very good. But there is no give up.
Okay. Let me get to 3,000 again. Come on, buddy.
Tyler traffic, Cessna 433, final
Now,
runway.
the smaller your changes, take a little bit longer time. You don't have to do anything abruptly other than recover from a stall.
To the south.
For everything else, you got plenty of time as long as you're working on it.
Wilkes County.
Brookneal traffic, Liberty 108 is turning onto the left downwind for runway 2.
Attention all aircraft, parachute operations over at Suffolk in 2 minutes, 14,000.
And of course, technically, this is an out the windshield maneuver with the just glancing at the gauges. It's not an on the gauge maneuver technically. Good. There you're cooking. You see where about the attitude indicator is? Burn that in to your thought process.
2,300 feet, headed to the east, Dollar City traffic.
See where the nose just went to?
Way high.
So you already climbed 100 feet.
All right. I'm not going to give up, though.
Well, considering you normally lose altitude going right, this may work out okay. I'd say you hit your wake turbulence again. Now, the one thing I'm going to tell you is you'd be ahead to not roll so briskly. If you have to, you know, if you're about to overshoot because you didn't notice, do what you got to do.
Okay.
But your normal roll in should be just a nice, smooth. It might turn 20 degrees while you're doing it.
I was afraid I was going to do it prematurely because I know you warned me about that.
All right, let's do a power off stall full flaps.
500 feet.
All the way to a break.
Okay.
Brookdale traffic, Liberty 108 is turning onto final for runway 24, Brookdale traffic.
You say power on or power off?
Off.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Now hold altitude till you're done. Oh, well, I'll take that back. You can lose a little bit of altitude, just don't lose 400 or 500 feet. You need to lose a little bit so it doesn't sneak up on you, that's fine.
Double traffic, 930 hotels. Over midfield, 4,500.
So you got 1,500 RPM on it.
Heading west. Double traffic.
All the way to the stalls. Oh. If you're like taking bad medicine, get it over with. Put it all the way back. There you go. Good. Keep working. Stop your descent as soon as you can. Don't keep coming down if you don't have to. Okay, I think that would pass.
Okay.
RP cold.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Remember that it's like taking bad medicine. You know, you get close, just
That was
finish it.
not as hard as the other one is for me, so I don't know why I hesitated.
All right, let's do one more of those.
Okay.
Now remember, this is a clearing turn maneuver. The steep turns work as clearing turns. If you're doing them right, you're supposed to be looking for traffic as you do it. But after a point, you want to just go ahead and do clearing turns. Now, Greg may tell you that that's okay, don't worry about it. In which case, that's not a trap. That's his decision.
Okay.
But if he doesn't say anything, then you do the clearing turns.
Down for runway 19, entering the pattern with the 45, Wilkes County.
Hear what this is all about.
Yeah, I don't know either. That wasn't your wake turbulence.
No, it wasn't. What was it?
Hold altitude. You're still in the game here.
What was it, do you think?
Just air current.
Okay.
Either that or a jet fighter went by we didn't see.
Oh. I'm going to get out of the sun, if that's okay.
Yes. So again, clearing turns are 90-degree turns, usually a 30-degree bank, and you're looking all around. You're not just staring where you're going. You're trying to clear the area around the airplane to make sure nobody's sneaking up on you.
Okay.
Make sure they're in a hot air balloon out here somewhere that doesn't have a transponder.
I didn't even know they did. Is that normal?
What?
Transponder in a balloon?
Probably not. Most people figure they're so big you can see them. That's true if you're looking. All the flaps. Oh, you got them all. I'm sorry. My mistake. Pull, 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 pull. Right there. Relax. Greg wants to hear that stall horn go away. Because if you're riding the edge of that stall horn...
You're right.
Now, what else did you not do correctly? Thank you. Now, I know we get up here and we play and we try not to, we minimize the time between stuff. But what he wants to see is a nice, clean, show me this, and be done.
I'll do it again.
Okay.
Brookdale traffic, Liberty 108.
Another clearing turn?
Northwest.
Yep, let's do the clearing turns, because if I don't reinforce that now, it's easy to forget on the
You're right.
ride. And a clearing turn is normally a 90-degree turn. You can do them both the same direction. You can do one either direction. It all depends on where you want to end up repositioning the airplane.
Okay.
How to get off that yoke faster.
Okay.
You don't have to shove it. You just have to get rid of it.
Okay.
Or get it down a bit.
Okay.
I don't like all this turbulence.
I don't either.
Use that right foot.
You know, I saw that in ForeFlight this morning.
What's that?
Low-level turbulence, 0 to 8,000.
Well, unfortunately, we have that most of the year. Just.
All right, what's next?
All right, power on stall.
Okay.
And definitely do your clearing turns because you're going to probably gain altitude for a while.
Yep.
And if you will, do this one the same direction. So roll out level, take a look around, then roll back in another one. Now, again, a clearing turn is a 90-degree turn. So if you know what heading you started on, look to see what's off your wingtip. That's the heading you ought to end up on.
Okay.
Blue Ridge traffic, Saratoga 47 Bravo, turning left downwind 31 Blue Ridge.
So 180 heading will be fine.
County traffic, Diamond 943, leave.
I'm going to go to 55.
26, Charlie is about 5 miles north of the field. We'll be crossing over doing a teardrop entry into runway 23, left traffic.
Is 32 okay? Do you want me to go back to 30?
32 is okay.
Okay.
Tower City traffic, Scott, 972 Whiskey is 10 miles east-southeast of the field, 3000, set up for a 45-inch downwind 22, Solid City.
And Solid City traffic, Cessna 433, short final for 22 will be a stop at Solid City. Blue Ridge traffic for Saratoga 47 Bravo, left base runway 31 Blue Ridge. 56 Tango, 5 South Blue Ridge inbound.
Okay. Got to stall.
What's that?
Said you got to stall, but you're...
It wasn't a full stall?
Well, it broke a tiny bit.
Okay.
What you did, so as soon as you start your recovery, you immediately pull the power out. With 20 degrees nose up in the air, and you pulling the power.
So it's got to go full.
It was full. Just got to hold on to it.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, what I'm going to do is a clearing turn. So 15 will turn to 6.
Okay.
As we're turning, we want to look because there was another plane close by, about 3 miles away. Make sure he hadn't rolled out and come this way. All right.
Over there.
No, he was down here.
Okay.
So anyway, we're going to pull the carb heat out.
Why would we do that?
Because you're going to pull the power way back. Otherwise, you don't slow down.
Oh, but when I thought we were supposed to simulate a takeoff.
You are. You can't take off. Well, yeah, I guess you could take off at a 90 knots.
Okay. No, I mean, that goes in before I start the...
Yeah, that, ideally.
Got it.
So I'm adding a lot of back pressure, okay? Now I'm going to push the carbide in. It's about 55. I'm going to hold this back pressure and slow and easy just add the power. And without letting off, it pitches up on its own. Now I had to put in a lot of right foot, okay? There's a stall. Relax the pressure. Get it back under control. Recovery from an unusual attitude.
Okay.
Same identical recovery. Get back up to normal flying and power back to normal.
All right, so I misunderstood the whole thing. I thought we were supposed to simulate a takeoff.
We are. Let me back off a minute.
Okay.
When I say simulate a takeoff, what I'm really meaning is you take off at about 55.
Correct.
You don't necessarily take off with the yoke all the way back.
Correct.
You let off the yoke, but then you're going to accelerate.
Got it.
So that defeats the whole purpose of having slowed down.
All right, I just need to get that out of my head.
That's okay.
That's not what that is. It's really...
Okay, so, and maybe you're right. Maybe that was a bad analogy.
No, I mean, you're not the only person who said that. Whenever they treat film on paper, it talks about it being simulating a takeoff.
Well, the purpose of it is to simulate, let's say you just lifted off the ground and there's a buzzard.
Right.
Or maybe there's another airplane just pulled out on the runway in front of you, or maybe there's a plane about to land coming the other way. And your brain says, pull up!
Right. And I pull too hard.
And you pull too hard, and you get nose too high, and you stall.
Right.
And the objective is to be able to recover without crashing.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So that's why it's called, you know, like when I learned them, they called them power on and power off.
Okay.
And then for about 15 years, they called them approach to landing and take off.
Okay.
Now they're back calling them power on and power off again.
Okay.
So somebody must agree with you.
Well, I mean, it's more descriptive. And it's not, anyway, I'm not going to...
Okay, so anyway, let's try another one.
Let's do a clearing turn. So I'm at 3. So I'm going to go to 30.
Now hold your altitude. Now, if you aren't looking around, if you're staring at the gauge, there's no point in doing it. The whole point in doing it is to see if there's no other airplanes anywhere close by.
Six Tango left base, 31 Blue Ridge, full stop.
And I can't really look at that.
Well, I mean, I don't care if you look at it. I'd look at it for traffic, but all right, now get it over with.
Let me go to 0. I want to get, so I stay on track.
Harnett County, 9626 Charlie's turning downwind for runway 23.
Now, remember, your feet are really important when you're slow. The ball needs to be in the center, unless you're purposely side slipping.
Harnett County, 926 Charlie.
Ball out to the right. That's why the planes like to roll off on the left wing, is because the feet aren't working correctly.
Siler City traffic, Cessna 4331, final runway 22, touch and go, Siler City.
Cessna traffic, parachute operation from 14,000 feet, commencing in 2 minutes. Use caution maneuvering around the airport. Do not overfly. Cessna traffic.
All right, I have the controls for a second. That was better. So we got it up. Actually, it was hanging on the prop a lot better than it usually does. So we were up about like this, right? Right. Got my right foot on it. That's pretty high nose up. There's a stall. Let go.
Oh, sorry.
Did I tell you had the controls?
Okay. I was just being...
I know what you were being, and that's the whole reason I did it. Is because as soon as it stalls, you're forward and you're right back into it.
Okay.
And we're hearing the buzzer more. You want that buzzer to shut the hell up.
Okay.
It's your alarm clock, and you want to snooze. Smack the hell out of it.
Okay.
You smack the hell out of it with your yoke.
I mean, I guess
it's instinctive because
it is instinctive.
People feel, well, if I'm falling, if the nose is way down, I'm crashing. We got a half a mile before we hit
You're
anything.
right. You're right.
That's the reason we're up this high.
You're right.
So what our objective is I obviously, as soon as you can stop it from coming down, you want to. But if you're still nose up and it's back to the horizon, it's an unusual attitude recovery.
Right.
Same technique, maybe a tiny bit lower if you slow getting the power in or something.
Are you controlling or am I controlling?
It's just flying itself.
Okay.
It's happy.
Okay.
Okay, you have the controls.
My controls.
Motor just quit.
What the hell?
It was a bad day.
You wanted me to...
Help, I'm scared. Are you going to save us? Oh, honey, quit playing with me.
Tyler City traffic.
Don't scare me like this.
Select 22 close traffic at Tyler.
This isn't a stall. This is emergency out.
All right, I just wanted to get to 60.
Okay. Well, 7 is actually if an engine out, but
All right, got it,
you're right. You do want to slow down.
Do you want me to tell you where I'm going?
Yes. Now, once you pick it, it's the only place you can go.
I'm going to that one that's going this way. See that?
The brown one or the green one?
The brown one.
Okay.
There is traffic 775-710, inbound southeast, airport inbound.
You want me to get really low?
All right, got it.
We're
There's
going
power lines.
to break it off at about 500 feet.
Yeah, but there's power lines over there.
So we'll break it off 500 above the power lines.
Okay. Doing now.
They call that clearing the motor. Make sure it doesn't load up, get too rich.
Oh. Also a street, but I'm going to go there. The road right there, but it turns. You know
So that brown one is two-toned over there?
Yeah.
That's what we're going for. Okay, just making sure.
Is that good or bad?
We make it was good.
Well, we're not going to make it because we're not going to do it, really.
Well, you got to get to the point that it's obvious either we could or we could not.
I think we could. I don't think so. The power lines are my only concern. I didn't see them until now.
Well, in real life, tough shit. They're still going to be there.
I get it. I think we're going to make it. What do you think?
Take time to go.
Okay. You disagree?
You might have made it. It's been close. Now, you would have had a better shot at making it if you'd stayed at about 70 instead of 80 to 85.
Okay.
Simply because that's your best glide speed, you lose less altitude at that speed.
Right.
The faster you go, you're now giving up altitude unnecessarily. And what I thought I saw is you started staring at that power line, worried about it, and instead of holding the nose up, you let the nose drop.
Okay.
You're kind of aiming at the power line. Race car drivers are taught not to look where the wreck is. Seriously.
That makes sense.
They are taught to look where they want the car to go, not what they want to avoid.
Right. All right, what's next?
So, keep turning a little bit. Head
This way?
back, yeah, back to the north.
Okay.
Now, remember that when you have an engine out, the ideal thing is not to try to go cross country unless that's your only option.
It's supposed to land as soon as possible, right?
No, not that. You're supposed to make sure you get there. Okay? So when you look for an option on where to go, engine quits, where am I going to go?
Right.
If you look around, you don't see anything that looks really good except it's way over yonder, and it's kind of iffy where you get there, turn the airplane, look again, because the odds are fairly good there's something
Behind me or below me.
yeah, that maybe you can't see because you're on one side of the plane.
That's a good point.
Blue Ridge traffic, Cessna 710, 4 miles southeast inbound.
And it just, you couldn't tell it, but just so happened there was all kinds of fields over here,
Over this way?
right down there.
Well,
But again, you know, this is why we're up here, is you're learning, okay? What I'm trying to do is get you to think outside the box a little more than you're, you know, my favorite question in the world is why. And I see a lot of people, they get all upset about the end result without ever thinking about, well, why? You know, people are all upset about why there's so many people doing crazy stuff like shooting other people and drugs and all that. And they want to treat the symptom by putting them in jail. Well, if you don't treat the cause, people still keep getting
All right, county traffic.
emotionally or mentally sick. There you go. All right.
trim is weird because I pulled it.
Right,
Yeah,
so go ahead and take your time, get it back under control, and then head south.
Head south.
710, entering upwind, runway 31, Blue Ridge. County traffic, Warrior 9626 Charlie, left down on runway 23, RNS.
And you can level out, you don't have to keep climbing.
Okay.
Now, there are other things that could go wrong that would be emergencies. The engine fires at number one in my mind. The engine out, I feel like I got a pretty decent chance of surviving that. Fire, that's a whole different problem.
We don't have a fire extinguisher.
Well, half the time you can't get to it anyway.
Okay, I was just curious.
But if it is kind of an acid smell,
yep,
that's electric. That's the insulation burning on the wires. That's correct.
Master.
You kill the master. Smoke getting in the cockpit. You know, is it an engine fire? Could be. Depends on what the smoke smells like. If it smells like wood burning, probably not us.
Right.
I can tell you, I've a couple of times taken off only to go through somebody burning trash and wonder whether it was me or not.
Yeah, and around the airport, it happens a lot.
Downwind to B, runway 23, Hardee County.
Are we headed back to the airport?
Yep, more or less.
Mile final, runway 22, doing a little approach. Fire.
Good. I like that. All right, engine's losing power. It's running really rough, but it's still running. Shaking the airplane.
Charlie's base final, runway 23, Hardee.
That's what happened to Bill Tugas. We had a valve stick.
I guess I could check to see if it's the magneto issue.
You could.
and then maybe add.
Well, carb heat is always your number one go-through. If it's running and if it absolutely quits, you still want to do carb heat.
Okay.
But you definitely, if it's running, get the carb heat out.
Okay, just pull it out.
Because if it's partially choked off with ice and you don't get it down, you aren't going to. It's just going to cut off.
Okay.
And then mixture in, and you can check the max. Be very deliberate. Don't cut them all the way off. But, you know, one click, does it run smooth or does it quit altogether? Get worse. If it runs smooth, stop right there and just let it be. If it gets hellaciously worse, go to the other one. It's probably going to smooth out.
Final 2-2 will be doing the low approach.
Okay, what else is your game plan here? Can you get to the airport?
From here?
Yeah, if you're on the runway, we'll just fly.
If it's running rough, yeah.
All right, well, let's make sure. Now, do you want to lose your altitude early, or you want to stay at altitude as long as you can?
I probably want to stay at altitude as long as I can.
I would agree with that.
Altitude is your friend.
That's correct.
Gives you options.
Got options. I love it. Got options. My wife used to call me Options Steve. Like options. So what?
I mean, the airport's right there.
Right. So now we've got a little bit of a dilemma as to how fast to go, because get there was important, but losing altitude is also a problem. So, you know, what does it look like?
Well,
and if you aren't headed dead towards it, you're wasting time.
Right, 6 is a definite yes.
Well, then I would head towards it.
But I don't want to do 6 today.
Yeah, but you sure as hell don't want to go out here in the middle of nowhere.
You're right.
Because if that engine did quit, and it just did, now where are you going?
There.
Where?
Right there. That's where the airport is.
You aren't going to get there from here.
Heading to the south from the city.
Hey, you're doing the 85. You haven't slowed down. Losing 700 feet a minute.
Okay, coming back.
If it's rising, you aren't going to get there. The quicker you realize that, the better your chance of going somewhere you can get to.
Well, at this point, there's so much trees.
All right, I got the controls. See that field right there?
City traffic 972.
That green field right off your wing with the red house in it.
Yep, that's my place.
Below us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, as I come around, I got a chance to look at other places. Actually, I like the one over here better.
Okay.
I'm just going to turn and go into that one.
Okay.
Approach over U Lake, Blue Ridge.
Probably shouldn't have put all the flaps in quite yet, so I'm going to take a few up.
Oh, I see the field, yeah.
I'll put them back in again.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But I'm coming down pretty hard. If I want to come down harder, all I got to do is side slip. We fall out of the sky. I can side slip all the way till I get there.
Yep. Yeah, good point.
Now, the point isn't to be perfect on this. The point's to land in the field, even if you overshoot slightly and roll into the woods on the far side, as long as you didn't lose control of the plane or land in the worst possible scenario is to clip the trees just as you're about to get to the field. Because if you do that, it's clotheslined you and it's going to pitch over into the ground steeply.
Yeah.
If you realize that so you can't get there from here, your head to actually force it into the trees rather than you are to clip the last tree.
Good to know. Have you ever had to land?
I have one time been off airport. Landed under the backer field.
How long ago?
Back in the 80s. Turned out it was the only place I could have landed. Couldn't get anywhere else. It was the only field. It was one.
Was it summer?
Yeah.
Oh, so.
Yeah, it was August. We mowed down probably $500 worth of $1,000 worth of tobacco.
And how did the plane survive?
Plane's fine.
Wow.
I landed it. That's what you're supposed to do.
I know. That's great.
6368 will be taxiing runway 24 person.
All I can do is tell everybody, All pilots, be aware, it's about to get dangerous up here. Tugas is flying. All right, you have the controls.
My controls.
So I think he went to 2-4. You can turn around and head back to the airport.
Okay.
Let's go to 2,500 feet.
You want me to
go over the airport at 2,500, do an engine out to runway 24.
Okay.
So, ball centered. I feel myself sliding around the seat here. Not sure why, except that tells me you didn't use. There you go. Remember, right climb and turn takes a foot. Left climb and turn doesn't.
You're right.
And John, radio check.
Where is he flying?
Loud, clear, Bill.
And take out of smoke.
Right back over here.
I'm here.
You leaving now?
Well, he says taxiing to 2-4.
Said 29?
Looks good. Looks better now than it did last time.
Said 29, right?
29 what?
100.
2,000's fine.
Okay.
2,500, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But remember again, when you climb at really low air speeds, unless it's getting away from the trees, you're putting a lot of heat into that motor that it doesn't tolerate real well.
Great Lakes Century downwind 3-1 Blue Ridge.
And Person County, Cessna 2 Echo Romeo's right at 3,000 feet, about 3 miles north of the airport, overflying Person County for runway 24.
Blue Ridge traffic in with Skywagon is behind the Great Lakes 3-1 Blue Ridge, full stop.
And Great Lakes is downwind for a 3-1.
And Air 16368, we take the anchor, runway 24, person, staying in the pattern.
Bridge traffic, runway 13106, inbound on the RNAF 3-1 approach over Upway.
All right, your motor just quit. I want to land on 2-4.
Midfield for 3-1 full stop.
Think about it. Think about it. Carb heat. Carb heat. Hold the nose up. Don't waste altitude.
Number 231 Blue Ridge, down and downwind.
$70 to $75 is about your best glide speed. And then figure out how you're going to make it work to land on 2-4. Person County, Cessna 2 Echo Romeo's overhead, 2,500 simulated engine out to land 2-4, Person County.
Great Lakes turning base 3-1 short base to a short final for 3-1 full stop.
Remember, your goal here is not to be perfect. Your goal is to get on the ground safely. It's to use a good technique, come in a little bit high, use flaps and slips to get down, not to glide perfectly to landing. I want to be stopped in the first 2,000 feet of runway.
3-1 Blue Ridge, full stop.
Without sliding the tires.
Blue Ridge traffic 106, I'm on a 3-mile final. I think I'll miss you guys. I'll watch it for you. If I need to, I'll peel off and do a visual. Copy, we're looking for you as well. We're going to be turning wing up here for the final in the yellow Skywagon in just a minute.
Person County 2 Echo Romeo is downwind, beam to the end of 2-4, person.
And 16368 is turning crosswind, Person County.
You're in sight. Thanks, sir.
And Steve, where are you?
Turning a tight base. Still a little bit high.
Okay.
This is correct, though. You do want to be a little bit high and use your drag to get you down as you're sure you got it made. Watch this, hold constant speed, constant pitch, use drag to decide. So what are you seeing?
13106, 2 miles final for straight one.
Deal with it. You don't have time.
Okay.
You only got one shot at this. If you want to live to go home, you got to get it right. We ought to be on the ground and stopped about 500 feet below, past that second taxiway. 500 feet up right now. Person County to Echo Romeo High final, runway 24, person. Boy, you fall out of the air.
One got your size there.
On the brakes. Boom! Hit the tree. Almost got it. Got real close.
By what, 3 feet? 300 feet, maybe?
Yeah, you probably within 100 feet of stopping where I asked you to. All right, go ahead. Bill's coming.
Well, I mean...
Did you trim it?
I did.
All right, go ahead. Wide open.
Oh, we're going to fly?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought I thought you had a lesson with your daughter. Okay. Person County traffic to Echo Romeo is on the go, remaining in the pattern.
All right, so you actually managed to get pretty close. And you saw how my coming in
Turn base from
really steep, but with full flaps worked for you instead of that long, perfect glide that you misjudge, you're in trouble.
Yep. It's bumpy.
And you could have actually made it had you also thrown it into a hard side slip.
You're right.
But I'm okay with that. You're still a pretty low hour guy.
No, I'm not.
And we would have lived through it. That was the important thing.
Okay.
Even if we'd rolled into the trees on the far end, we'd only go in 10, 15 miles an hour, we'd have lived through it. Okay?
368, turn final person.
And if it's not trimmed right, help yourself with the trim. I was just literally guessing.
We need a marker.
We do. I absolutely agree with you.
Person County traffic. 2 Echo Romeo is turning crosswind for runway 24, Person County. I've never seen Bill fly.
Mainly he flies late in the afternoons. He doesn't fly all that often during the day.
But he's like remaining in the pattern. What the hell? Is he just flying for fun?
Yeah, I would kind of, maybe just checking the airplane out. I don't know.
Okay.
He's on short final.
I'm on short final?
He is.
Oh, yeah, I see him.
Make your announcement.
Person County traffic, 2 Echo Romeo is downwind for runway 24, Person County.
Okay, short field landing.
And 368 on the roll, 24 person.
Fire traffic, Bonanza 75 Charlie is 10 mile final for runway 4. We'll be doing a low approach.
Person County traffic, 2 Echo Romeo is turning base for runway 24, Person County.
368 turning crosswind, Person County, runway 24. 368, turning downwind, runway 24, Person.
Person County traffic, 2 Echo Romeo is turning final for runway 24, Person County.
Watch your speed. You can't put flaps into going this fast. The speed limit on the limitation on this airplane for flaps
85.
85. I finally figured out why they didn't give you the extra 110 like the other plane. The answer is because people put it down and they don't catch it and they put it way too far. Easy on my tires.
368, turning base, runway 24, Person.
Getting off?
Oh, going again.
Okay.
Remember, if you get that little bounce, you can't change. If it's a little bounce, if you chase it, you're going to land flat. It's going to plop on you. Now, what you want to do is just continue to work your flare.
Yeah. Person County traffic, 2 Echo Romeo is on the go, remaining in the pattern.
And 368 is turning final, runway 24, Person. Be a full stop.
So what are the criteria for landing on a short field? What's the technique to land on a short field?
The technique is to come in lower,
Okay.
slower,
Okay.
and to land, to stop within 500 feet of...
What about touchdown? What are the criteria?
Person County traffic, 2 Echo Romeo is turning crosswind for runway 24, Person County. Touchdown on the mains.
And 368 clear and active, Person.
How do you know you're going to be on the mains? Other than just actually visually.
Nose high.
Good. And what should you be listening for?
Stall horning.
Good. Now, you wouldn't say you absolutely have to have the stall horn on, but
that's a key.
It says slowest possible speed.
All right. Jumpers on the air from 14,000.
So it doesn't have to be literally a full stall, but it should be at least the stall buzzer on.
How different is that from a soft field?
Very similar, except that on a soft field we hold the nose up, which keeps more lift, which means your brakes, you're going to slide your tires if you start hitting the brakes.
Right.
And on a short field, once you're on the ground, you want to let the nose down. You don't want to plop it because it's still hard on the nose. But you want to let the nose down so you get rid of the angle of attack, kills lift. Now you get on the brakes better.
Right.
All right, another short field.
Okay. Those are your favorites, aren't you? You like those?
I used to fly. I flew out of 1,200 feet for about 10 years.
We went to that one runway near Burlington. What was the name of it?
Paved.
The one that's owned by a company?
Causey Aviation.
Yeah, Causey, yeah.
Yeah, that's 3,800 feet long. That's not truly short. Short's 2,000 or less.
Right.
But, or at least for this airplane, short is 2,000 or less. For for the citation short is anything under 4,000.
Person County traffic, 2 Echo Romeo is turning base for runway 24, Person County.
Now, you don't necessarily need to get down on treetops and still got a lot of speed. That's kind of counterproductive.
Right.
You can be coming down. It's just you want to aim to be, 100 yards short of the runway coming down, and that'll probably work out okay.
And full flaps.
And full flaps, that's correct. And then if you need to, you can throw a little side slip in if you realize you're going to be overshooting a little bit. Or you can add power like you did if you realize you're going to be low. What I think is not good is to be a mile out and scared the squirrels out of the treetops. If the trees are rising like they are right now, that's getting way too low, way too soon. And you're doing 100. So pull up, pull up. Look, let's do this. Let's pull up, get the thing down to about 70. Now let the nose back down, add a little bit of power back in, and now go from here. You have the controls.
My controls.
Now start backing your power out just a little bit to control your altitude. Airspeed's good, so let the nose stay down and ease the power back just a little bit. Watch your speed, don't go below 60. Power back up if you need to. Not below 60, can't pull the nose up, you want to be coming down. Aim about for the end of the runway, power back a little bit, picking up speed, power all the way out. Now make a good landing. Smooth, smooth. Keep working. Now a little bit of brake. Nose down. A little bit of brake. There's a 1,000-foot mark.
So I made it.
Made it. Let's do one more. Reinforce that.
All right. As long as you tell your daughter it was your idea, not mine. I want her. She's probably sitting there waiting.
As she may be, I don't see her car yet.
Come on, Dad. Where are you?
I don't see her car yet.
Okay. Is she typically late?
She does have that tendency.
Oh, that's good.
It's not usually way late. It's not usually half an hour or something. My son tends to be worse. Tends to try to pack so much stuff into his time that he...
A little bumpy.
Up being overshooting it.
Sure, where these gusts come from? I know there's weather coming. I didn't think it was going to be till later tonight.
I didn't think it so either. Wind hadn't picked up much.
It's just kind of variable. So what kind of landing we doing now?
Short fill, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And the truth is that a lot of times short and soft go together.
Okay.
So you're still coming in, landing near the end of the runway, but without letting the nose down.
Right.
And just using light braking so you don't slide the tires.
Person County traffic, 2 Echo Romeo is turning crosswind for runway 24, Person County. Person County traffic, 2 Echo Romeo is turning downwind for runway 24, Person County.
County traffic, Arctic 475 Tango Alpha is 9 to the south. We'll be entering the 45 for the left downwind, runway 24, Person County traffic.
Oh, they heard you were out here. They're showing up.
Yeah, they're coming late to the party, though. We're almost done.
That's it.
I was flying the other day, 3,000 feet. I almost hit a buzzard. I thought, what the heck are they doing up this high?
guess the pickings must be slim if they got to go really high.
They don't eat up high.
No, but they can see more up
high. I had no idea.
Okay, so start slowing down. No point coming down till you slow down. Pull up. Level. Pull, 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 pull. Now get some flaps in. Make your turn. Some more flaps in.
Person County traffic, 2 Echo Romeo is base for runway 24, Person County.
So 70, not over 80 or under 70. You want to see an angle down to the ground that doesn't include the treetops. So it's not a flat approach, it's a steep approach, or steeper. Down to 500 feet, we're a mile and a half from the runway.
That's why I'm going up.
Good.
Person County traffic, Archer 475 Tango Alpha is 5 to the south. We'll be entering the 45 left downwind, runway 24, Person County traffic.
So your angle looks now beginning to look okay. Don't let it pick up a lot of speed. Don't dive for the trees. Remember, you want a ramp that ends up about where the antennas are. Just short of the runway. You got to get slowed back down again. Go ahead and get your flaps in. You can't come in hot and make it short. It doesn't work. All right. Now you're still fast, so power all the way out. Let's get back ahead of the game. This wouldn't be a bad engine out approach, although flaps we won't get there with the flaps in. All right, so point the nose where you want the plane to go, towards the runway. Down, down. Now add a little bit of power so the end of that runway stays, the very end stays still. Good. Keep it coming down. Keep coming down. You want the end of the runway not to be dropping below you. Just keep coming down. Still down, nose down, nose down, nose down. Good, nose down. Now make a good landing. Right foot, left foot. Good.
Sorry.
We'll start billing you extra for the tires. All right, make the turn off.
I was just,
But that was better than the last one.
It was, yeah. I fixed a lot of problems, too. Which I've learned that, flying is all about being ahead of the plane and fixing things that need to get fixed.
As soon as you realize it.
Yep.
And instead of waiting to see if it maybe it's going to. Someday, if you're up cruising along and you're in turbulence and it's rocking the wings here, I kind of wait and see what happens. But the rest of the time, I'm fixing it.
County traffic.
If I'm in the traffic pattern, I'm usually fixing it as soon as I see something.
For Person County.
Person County traffic, 2 Echo Romeo is clear of the runway, Person County. I just want to make sure he knew that I was gone.
Good.
You're using this plane, so I don't need to park it there, do I?
No, you don't really need to.
What do you want?
If you want to put it up that first tee, you'll be fine.
Okay. Your car?
Say again?
You see her car?
No.
Okay.
Not to say I didn't hear, I just don't see it.